Thanks for joining me for quick business tips. Today, we're going to talk about something that completely revitalized my business, and that is escaping that hustle mentality. So, if you are feeling overwhelmed by the endless to-do list that comes with running your own business, if you're constantly putting out fires, dealing with these very repetitive tasks, and feeling like you're completely chained to your computer or your phone, and you're dreaming of having more time for yourself, your family, or just more time to spend working with your clients and delivering the results that you love giving them, I want to let you know that you are not alone. I'm sure it's not going to come as a surprise. The hustle culture has glorified the amount of time that we are spending overworking, and it's sort of let us fall into this belief that the only way to succeed is to work harder and to spend more hours. And especially women have this tendency to think that they have to do it all on their own. But I want to share with you a better way that really made a difference in my business. And it's not groundbreaking. I'm sure you've heard it before, but maybe this is the reminder that you need to sort of kick it into gear. So, as we embrace some more of this anti-hustle approach to business, it's not about being lazy, just wanting to work 4 hours a week on your job. This is about really being strategic and taking that 24 hours that each of us are given every day and using it to the best of our ability. It doesn't mean that we have to crank out productivity every single hour. It can mean that we're taking 4 hours to spend with our kids, or we're taking, a half a day on Friday to just have a spa day with your girlfriends. It's about doing what you need for yourself and your family and still having a thriving business and really focusing on creating something that is a great experience for your clients too. Now, I believe that the key to unlocking this type of time freedom is to start systemizing a lot of what your business needs done. Now, systems is one of those trigger words for a lot of people. It sounds boring, it sounds technical, it's very overwhelming. And a lot of people picture these flow charts or the marketing funnels, spending a lot of time on complicated, very expensive software, but it doesn't have to be like this. I hate that picture of systems as much as anybody does. Systems are simply repeatable processes that allow your business to run more smoothly and efficiently without you having to manage every single detail yourself. And it is the secret weapon to scaling your business and really turning up the sales, the referral process, bringing in new leads, all of it. Because as you start implementing more and more systems, you're able to start getting out of that hustle mindset and build a business that supports the kind of life you've always wanted, not this small business jail that a lot of entrepreneurs find themselves in. So the question is, if this is the answer, and it's not groundbreaking and it's not rocket science, why aren't more small businesses embracing the idea of systems? And the answer is pretty simple. One, they're overwhelmed by the technology. They get bogged down trying to find the perfect software or not wanting to waste money buying the wrong one. They research all the different options, they compare the features, they read reviews, and then they end up feeling more confused than they were when they started. They kind of get stuck in this analysis paralysis cycle and usually end up saying, forget it. I've already wasted 4 to 6 hours, days, months on this. I still haven't come up with the perfect solution. I'm out. The second reason that businesses aren't implementing systems is because they fall into what I like to think of as short-term thinking. Because when it comes down to it, building a system is going to take some time, effort, or money upfront. And many business owners are looking at how much time they have today. And they think it's fine. Like, I know that I have to go through this process every single week and it takes time, but I can do this in 20 minutes. It takes me 20 minutes a week. It's not a big deal. If I have to put together a system, a checklist, an SOP, and hand it off to somebody else and trust them to do it, that's going to take me way more than 20 minutes. So I'm just going to keep doing this every week. But if they added up that 20 minutes over the course of a year, 5 years, 10 years, they could see on paper how much time they would be saving, hours and hours a year that they could be spending on something else. And I know that these things exist because I've been there myself. I was doing everything for my business, handling client communications, writing proposals, managing social media for my own business as well as my clients' businesses. I was doing all of the invoicing and accounting, working crazy hours, feeling stressed, and I knew that something had to change. The first step that I took was to just bring on an intern, and I had an amazing intern. I felt bad during the process because I felt like there was a lot of chaotic energy when I first brought her on. And that was simply because I didn't have systems in place. There weren't checklists. So much of my business was being run from inside my head that I wasn't able to just pull it out of my head, unzip hers, and stick it in. Like, I had to come up with a way to document and explain and train her, and I didn't do that before bringing her on. Now, somehow, she still had a great experience with me, and she really helped me with a lot of areas of my business. Um, she spent a semester with me and then took another internship at the next semester. And that was when I was like, okay, when I bring someone else on, I'm going to do this right. And I really leaned into systems. I had SOPs in my head. I had very repeatable processes, but I was the only one who could repeat them because I didn't have them written down anywhere. So I committed a couple hours a week to simply documenting a lot of the stuff that I was doing with checklists and step-by-step kind of stuff. And then I also found as many tools as were appropriate to automate some of the tasks that I was doing that really could be automated. Most of my clients pay me on a monthly basis, and instead of writing 10 invoices or 20 invoices at the first of the month, I just have a system now where I enter them one time and they get sent out on a recurring basis. And it still looks professional. It still is the same feel for my clients as when I was doing it myself, but it saves me hours every month. Now, I didn't get lucky once, I got lucky twice. And my original intern decided to come back for me. And the difference in how I perceived her experience was apples and bananas. She was able to work much more confidently and effectively, completely on her own. There was a lot less anxiety on my part because I knew that she was able to know exactly what I expected on different tasks. And that allowed me to focus on those higher level tasks that are really bringing money into the business. But the most important part was that anxiety, that like, oh, did I explain it right? Did she understand? Does she get what I'm saying? Do I need to check in with her? That all went away. And that, guys, like, I can't even describe for you what that kind of relief is worth in dollars. But even if you really want to save some time or want to put time in other places in your business, the value of systems is far much more than just time. It allows you to increase your efficiency by streamlining processes, and that is going to reduce a lot of the effort, again, the anxiety that comes with doing some of these tasks and lets you get more done in less time. Most importantly for me is that it allows me to improve the consistency. So these systems are making the tasks so perfectly repeatable. It's performed the same way for every client. So I know that every client is having the same experience, no matter who's touching them, whether it's an automated system, it's me, or one of my employees. It also allows me to hire more team members. It allows you to delegate better because when you have checklists and systems and SOPs and things already in place that are documented, it no longer becomes this, oh my gosh, I don't even know how to train this person. I know I need to hire someone for this thing, but I can't take the time that it's going to take to train them. If you already have systems in place, you're basically handing them a workbook and following up, making sure that they understand and finding out what questions that they have. It allows you to scale your business. It is really the only way that you're going to be able to really take your business to that next big leap because it allows you to handle more clients, more projects, and it doesn't sacrifice the quality of your client deliverables. Now, how do you get started with systems? If you're one of those people who've been stuck in analysis paralysis, or you just weren't sold on the time-saving efforts, the first step that you can do is simply make a list of tasks that you do on a repeated basis, or even somebody else does on a repeated basis in your business, and write them down on a sheet of paper. Just write down the list of things that could be systemized if you choose to do that. So here's a little list to get you started. Client onboarding is one that, when you're bringing a new client on, you're gathering their information, you're setting their expectations, and you're getting them started into whatever service you're offering. A lot of times, especially if you're not the only person in your business, that can feel completely different for every client that comes on. But if you create a system for this, that's going to create that consistency. And every client is going to have the exact same feel, go through the exact same process. You're going to know that all of the most correct information is gathered at that initial onboarding. Lead generation is another one. How you are attracting potential clients, whether it's social media marketing, email outreach, referral programs. This can look very different from week to week for a lot of businesses. Sometimes that's because you're just not feeling it. Sometimes it's because somebody else took it over. But if you have a system that is like 1, 2, 3, 4 every single day, then that's going to look more consistent. The process of writing and sending proposals to potential clients. This is one where I'm just blown away at how many businesses don't have more systems in place around this, and they're basically recreating the wheel every single time they send a proposal out. Managing projects is a good one. Invoicing, huge. Receiving payments, huge. What do you do if a payment is missed or late? All of these things can be systemized. Now, how you handle email management is a great one. This is an easy thing to hand off to a very low lift VA. But if you don't have a system written down for how the VA is supposed to manage your incoming and outgoing emails, you're really going to be in a bind. And you can get back so much time if you just let somebody else sort your inbox. So go ahead and make your own list. Circle the ones that feel the most repetitive, or highlight the ones that you hate the most. For me, it was invoicing, accounting, all of those things. Just numbers are not my friend. And when you see that list, whether it's circled or highlighted or both, like, then you know where you should start with systemizing your business. But instead of talking in generalities, let's talk about a very concrete example that is applicable to every business out there. And that is a nurture sequence for new leads that are coming in. A nurture sequence is a series of automated emails that is sent out to people who have expressed an interest by, let's say, downloading a lead magnet. So that could be a webinar, a PDF, a series of videos that you send out, something where they exchange their email address for your free value add something. And then a lot of businesses just drop the ball at that point. Well, I delivered the PDF. I'm done. And that's not the case. You can get thousands of dollars just by sending out a very basic email sequence. And this is going to be about 5 to 8 emails. It's not a big lift. You set up a super easy system. And what it allows you to do is it allows you to build that trust and sort of deepen that relationship with the person who signed up for the lead magnet. It allows you to provide even more value. You can ask them if they've implemented some of the things that you've suggested in the lead magnet. You can ask them what insights they got out of it, or send them to other resources that they might not know that you have. You are able to anticipate and answer a lot of the same questions that you get on a repeat basis through this email sequence. And you even get to share testimonials from past clients and case studies to show how your service that you are trying to sell them can really make a difference in their lives. It also gives you a repeatable way to tell them what the next step is for them. That could be book a consultation, schedule a call, or sign up for the next lead magnet or a lower step on the ladder, something along those lines. It doesn't have to be complicated, and it can make such a huge difference in your business. The best part is that once you have it set up, it runs completely on its own. There are so many very inexpensive, some free services out there that you can set up a landing page to download the lead magnet. It automatically delivers it as soon as they sign up and then sends out your nurture sequence over a period of days or weeks, depending on how you have the timing set up. Now, building systems is definitely an investment in your future. It's about creating a business that can run smoothly and efficiently, even if you decide that you want to take 3 months off of work. It lets you free yourself from these boring, repeatable tasks and lets you focus on the things that you love. If that's bringing new clients into the business, delivering results for those clients, or spending time with your family and friends. Systems will allow you to build a business that supports the life you want instead of building a business that runs the life that you really didn't think you were going to have when you started your own business. So here's your challenge for this week. Identify one task. That list of tasks that I had you write down, pick one. And it can be as simple as creating a template that allows you to respond to common email questions or outlining the steps to onboard a new client. Figure out what that one task is, then write down, not even in detail, just write down the steps that are involved in whatever that task is. Once you have those things written down, read it back as though you don't know what you're doing, and then fill in some of the missing pieces, because we all get in a habit of knowing what we're doing and then we skip steps when we start trying to tell someone else how to do it. But if you really want to take your business to the next level and build that anti-hustle lifestyle that you've probably been dreaming of, We can help you create a truly systemized business and work with you to create the workflows, the tasks, all the automation, manage the software for you, and just make it really simple. All you need to do is schedule a free strategy session. We are not going to hard sell you. We're simply going to talk to you about what your needs and wants are, where the gaps are, and see if we can fill those in for you. If you found this valuable, please subscribe so that you never miss an episode and leave a review so others can find this podcast more easily. Until next time, I hope you keep learning and growing your business. I'm Jennifer Swineford with Limitless Impact Agency.